Hello everyone, Parallel here, and today I'm going to be going over Hard Mode The Wilds, which is the first in the Maguma Jungle series of missions, where you are faced between the Shining and the White Mantle, and all sorts of various jungle creatures and centaurs. So in this mission, what you're supposed to be doing is the Chosen from the last mission have been kidnapped by the Shining Blade, supposedly. So you're supposed to be going and chasing them and helping out the Chosen. And the bonus mission actually happens to be during this mission there will be centaurs that are discussing that there's a centaur war going on, like a challenge between two different clans or something, going on throughout the forest. You have to eavesdrop on their conversation to find this out, but as you do, they tell you where to go. They give you a vine seed. You take the vine seed, you go and you kill the two centaur chieftains, and that's the bonus. This mission I actually really like. And that might surprise some people because it's actually an interesting mission. But basically, it is the complete opposite of the type of mission as the last one. It's not an escort mission, it's not an RNG filled mission, and it just doesn't suck. This mission really rewards you for your patience, because since it's not timed and it's hard mode, you can take as much time as you want. But it puts mobs everywhere across the mission. Everywhere. Like, it just loves putting these things wherever it can. So all you have to do is make sure is that you are proceeding through this mission as slow as possible, as carefully as possible. You see, I died earlier from going too fast and and just grabbing too many things. I ended up pulling the whole room, which is just absurd. I was able to kill it all because, unfortunately, the minions in this mission are a little weak, but it's no big deal. So the big thing in this mission is you're going to see these giant entangling monsters that when they die they spawn life roots, which are healing monsters, which are taken up very easily. So what you want to do is when you come into contact with these entangling things, or entangling vines, whatever they're called, is you want to kill everything else but the entangling vines as best you can, since sometimes your heroes will get trapped outside of the room because of the entangling vine's special ability, which is to close off the room. So kill off as much as you can that's not the entangling vines, so then when you kill off the entangling vines and the healer mobs spawn, you're not dealing with a boatload of monsters and healers for them, which can be very frustrating sometimes, but not too bad. Not anything that you can't deal with. Where we're proceeding right now is, as you leave the first area, you want to go directly south. That is where two centaurs are having a conversation. You have to eavesdrop on their conversation to access the bonus mission. You cannot get the bonus mission if you just skip it. You can't do it because you need the vine seed that they drop. You can't get the vine seed unless you listen to the full conversation, because if you go in and kill them early, they just won't have it. So you have to wait a little bit and eavesdrop on them. Now, while we're eavesdropping on them, I will take the time to say that I have brought the same build as last time. The Elementalist Monk Prot Healer, the Minion Bomber Necromancer, the SOS Ritz, and the two different Mesmers, the Domination Mesmer and I think it's the Illusion Mesmer. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but one's for casters, one's for melee monsters. That's essentially what they do. I have brought my Glaive Bomber build as per usual. It is my favorite. It just has the most interactivity of the Ritualist builds, I believe. SOS, you just kind of sit there and let your spirits do everything. Same thing with SOGM too, although SOGM is a little bit more interactive than something like SOS. So I would play SOGM. It's not that bad. SOGM being Signet of Ghostly Might builds. So after you get this, you need to kill these two centaurs and grab this vine. So what this vine will do is, at certain so basically every time you're holding this vine, you drop it, it'll deal 20 damage to everything around it, which is pretty decent. It's like a really shitty Destructivus Glaive, so just keep that in mind. I tend to drop it immediately when I get into fights and switch to my Destructivus Glaive, and then pick it back up after the fight's over. But what you have to do with it is there's a certain part of this mission where there's a glowing circle on the ground, which will be a big factor in another mission later on, but as you drop it on the glowing circle, the pod will disappear and it'll turn to a bridge that you can go across, which is the only way to get to the Centaur Chieftains. But this mission's pretty easy, actually. No, it's not easy. I lied. ignore what I just said. I just kind of casually said that. It's not easy. This mission is actually one of the first challenging missions out of the bunch because it actually just throws tons of monsters at you that if you are not being patient, then it will ruin your life. If you're patient, this mission is not that bad. Like, for example, here, you see what I was talking about earlier. You just take care of every mob that's not the entangling mob as best you can, and then kill it, because then you're dealing with 2 healers that aren't a big deal. Just do that for all these fights as best you can, because sometimes your guys will get locked out, so you kind of just gotta kill the entangling vines as fast as you can, so you can get your guys in the room so that they can actually do damage and help you out. Because sometimes they'll just get locked out and they won't do anything. We have our first mini boss here. He's a necromancer. He's not a big deal. He has with 3 other monsters, but he dies pretty fast. Plus, he'll give you the plus 2% boost, so you'll get increased mana, increased energy, and increased health for the rest of the mission until you die. And as you come up here, there will be a cutscene, I believe. Just ignore it. You just skip over it, unless you want to watch the story, which you haven't seen it before. But otherwise, I'm just going to skip over it, as I do every single cutscene. It won't tell you much, and it won't put you in any new areas, so it's not a big deal. As you come across this point, you'll see more centaurs. In the centaur groups, what you want to do is you want to target and focus down these protectors first. The protectors are actually pretty good healers. They are the monks of the group, but they're actually pretty dang good. So you want to take them out as fast as possible. There's usually a protector in every single centaur group, so just take it out as fast as possible, and the rest of the pack will die pretty fast. They don't do that much other than that. Mesmers can be annoying. They're not a big deal. The warriors do next to no damage. They're nothing to worry about, effectively. But these centaurs do like to patrol around the room. There are tons of these patrol packs just running around the room once you enter the centaur part of the area. So you just have to be really watching your minimap, really seeing where these centaurs are, because you don't want to get too many of them on you at a time. Because if you get too many, it can lead to wipes, which will lead to weeping and crying and complaining at your monitor and other such things. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to have to redo the beginning part of the mission because it can be annoying. You want to complete the mission as fast as possible, of course. So, clear these centaur groups, and when you see this branch of the path, you want to go right. Follow this right path, and it will lead you to the bridge area that I was talking about earlier, where you drop on and it'll extend to a bridge. And there will be 4 centaur bosses in this mini area. Now, you only need to kill 2 of them. However, I recommend going ahead and killing all of them, because you will get the morale boost for every single mini boss you kill, getting you up to 10% morale boost if you don't die and you killed the one from earlier, which will greatly increase your chances of just doing well in future packs and just staying alive throughout the course of this mission. Not a big deal. This part is quite annoying. Once you hit this part, there are 3 different centaur groups that are just patrolling around the room. You'll see that like they all get caught in this like little trifecta, or not trifecta, this like tri-path right here. So you'll just want to, they'll start engaging one after another. They won't engage all at the same time because they're varying different patrol paths, but you'll just have to do as much damage as you can to each one, and then move in on the others as you can. They don't do that much damage as they're just centaur creatures, but the protectors can be very annoying and the mesmers can be very annoying, so just deal with them as effectively as possible by taking care of the healers, and then take care of the rest of the monsters, or enemies, I should keep saying. Monsters are people too, right? Can't call them all monsters, they're enemies. They are our enemies. So as you go across here, you will see this bridge, and you go across, follow this path down. There's a huge bunch of centaur packs. Just take it as slow as possible, or as fast as possible as you think you can handle. I'm going to take it kind of slow. There is if I recall, it's the same thing every time. There's a Necromancer mini-boss, a Warrior mini-boss, and 2 Elementalist mini-bosses. The Elementalist mini-bosses are the one you need to kill for the bonus mission. They will be at the end of the path, so away from the things, or away from the rest of the centaurs. And the Warrior and the Necromancer kind of patrol with the rest of the centaurs, so you can take them with the rest of the groups. You want to make sure you take out these protectors as best you can, as per usual, because they will continue to heal the group, and it just makes the fight take longer, which can also lead to wipes, which don't happen, as I have stated. The warrior will just kind of walk around and slap people, not really effectively, and he'll cast Healing Signet, which will just keep him alive as much as he can. He doesn't do that much, so it's not a big deal. Sorry, blank there. Necromancer will kind of just stay over here. If he doesn't aggro with a bunch of mobs, he'll just stay over here. He doesn't do that much, especially when he's by himself. Uh, the Elementalists are a little bit different. They start off with a bunch of bursts, but once their burst is over, they essentially do no damage once their burst is over. So like you'll see, I walk in here and just take all the bursts, so I go down pretty fast. But my emo is on me, and I have Breath of the Great Dwarf pretty much insta-cast, so that I am not taking a lot of damage. But once these two are dead, you will see that you have completed the bonus mission. So now all that's left is to get to the end of the swamp and save the Chosen. The rest of the path for the Chosen is there's a bunch of trolls and the same old jungle monsters that you've been dealing with. You just have to be very careful as you're going through it. For the rest of the way, there will be packs that come out of the air or out of the ground. Out of the ground, there's just the monsters from earlier that you saw coming from underground, along with the entangling roots. If they're coming from the air, they are Maguma spiders. Maguma spiders are actually kind of frustrating because they are poison monsters, and everybody hates poison. Am I right? I mean, haven't you ever been trapped with a Zubat in a cave and just haven't been able to get out? Yeah, it sucks. But they are just quite annoying, able to poison you, and if your healer doesn't get it in time, you can just die, or your heroes can randomly die from stupid stuff. But other than that, they aren't a big deal. That's basically all that's to them. When you reach this branching path, you want to make sure you go right, not left, because if you go left, you'll just fight a bunch of enemies for no reason, other than experience, I guess. But once you drink hard mode, there's really no reason to be doing that. As you go this way, you will see. Make sure that you are dealing with stragglers, like little monsters that come onto the end of you as you're walking away from them. Deal with them as best you can. As you walk up here, the next entangling root room will have, I want to say, 8 trolls, all kind of circling around it, and then the entangling roots in the middle. What you want to do is you want to grab the 8 trolls all together as best you can, get them all in a giant ball, and then just AoE them all down. They aren't a big deal. But make sure you try to do it without engaging the entangling roots, because he will lock off the room, which will enable your guys to not do any damage, which will be very frustrating, as you will have 8 guys attacking you and you can't do anything about it. I've wiped in this room before, but if you just deal with it like this effectively, it's not a big deal. And then you can go take care of the entangling roots by itself, which is really simple. You'll lock up the room, just take care of it. Sometimes the entangling roots will just not spawn creatures for some reason. I haven't found a definitive reason why they do that. They're supposed to spawn life roots every single time, as far as I know. But going down this way, we are reaching the part where there will be spiders everywhere. Spiders are creepy crawlies, but they don't do much other than poison, so you don't have to worry too much about them. As you reach the end of the mission, you will get in our cutscene, which will teleport you into a room with spiders and a mini boss spider. All you have to do is kill the rest of the spiders, and then the mission is done. Alright, I'm going to let the rest of this play out because it's basically self-explanatory from here. Just go as slow as you can. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Parallel here. While you're here, why don't you subscribe to my channel or check out some of my other videos and let me know what you think. Later.